Get rich fast with csgofast.com.
Okay, we're here at ECS Season 4, second day of the tournament. We're with STYKO. mousesports just won their first game of the day against Luminosity. But for starts, I want to go a bit back and start by talking about the boot camp you had before this event. Just tell me a bit about it. What was the focus? What is the focus of the boot camp, and yeah, how it went?
That's true that we had a boot camp. It was a pretty short one. It was just a few days, 3 or 4 days. The boot camp we focused on there wasn't just adding too much new stuff, rather than just reminding what we used to play before when we were playing. When we were really young roasters, so like when we won Mykonos, what we did and what worked, what we did in Malmo and at the E-League as well, like trying to just pick up what we had and remind it and try to use it maybe here or maybe in our major preparation. So it was just most of the time ironing things out instead of just making new strats and drilling them and just trying to find new smokes or whatever. So we're just playing kind of what we expect to play in major as well.
So considering that, what is the feeling coming here to ECS?
Well, it's hard to tell. Despite that we had a bootcamp, and usually the bootcamps are there to increase your individual performance and team performance as well. I feel like we are coming into the tournament not that much in a shape, which is kind of boggling me. I don't know why is that happening. We're just kind of, we had this period before the ECS finals where we kind of felt burned out, but we felt like the bootcamp is needed no matter what. We just have to do it and just remind everything that we had before. It was only option to be prepared for the tournament. We are prepared, but when it comes to hitting shots, we might have an off day like we had yesterday against OpTic. I mean, it was just, we didn't show up at all. And I'm afraid that it would continue if the season didn't end. Like if we had more tournaments in next few weeks, then we wouldn't show up on them as well. So it's good that the Christmas are coming. We'll try to like regenerate and refresh ourselves and hopefully be ready for the major with this aspect, like individual play.
So you're talking about burnout quite a lot. You skipped the ROG Masters before this event. How tied are those two things?
They are very correlated. I mean, there were many reasons not to attend it, as well as many reasons to attend the tournament. Obviously, one of those were the prize pool and the teams that are attending. It was not that big of a competition, but at the same time, we tried to think about the things in the long run. I mean, if we would go to the ROG Masters final in Malaysia, then we would probably have to skip the bootcamp because the Robs is still going to school and he can't miss out on that match. So it would cost him, then the bootcamp would be basically wasted and we would come here to the ECS finals first not prepared, second super jet-lagged from going from Asia to basically America. So we felt like it's not right, so that was the main reason.
Okay, so tell me a bit about actually coming here to Cancun. How has it been? Has it helped a bit with all the burnout and feeling like playing CS all the time?
It's a good tournament when it comes to us. When I talked about burnout, this was a great thing to regenerate before the tournament. We had like 2 days, or my teammates had 2 days. I was stuck on the travel, but I hope they used it good. They feel like they are ready. I will do my best to help them, and hopefully like this will be the tournament that will prove that we can once again go out of the groups, and even though that we are probably not that in the best shape, but we are trying hard and we are trying to adjust whatever we have to opponents we face. So
tell me about the first game you had here. As you mentioned before, not hitting your shots, the OpTic game started very poorly for you, and I feel like you kind of forced things, tried to force by a bit early on and didn't work out, and then just was a total stomp for them. What was going on from your perspective?
We discussed the game plan that we're gonna do against them, and we did not follow. I mean, we knew what we have to do to beat them on T side, but at the same time, the calls we made combined with the shots we didn't hit, it just didn't work, didn't click at all. Like, it was mostly like micro movement errors in our gameplay. All of us did it, some more, some less. It wasn't that bad of a game for Chris, where he called good things. Sometimes there was a miscall. I think it was in first gun round where we had a breakup potential, like we could be broken up economically, so we kind of did a bad call there because we didn't have enough nades to do the default, and we still did it, kind of. I mean, it was just weird. Personally, I didn't feel our T-side at all. We didn't play like we are used to play. We rarely had AKs. We played Galils, UMPs, and Caesars whole match, basically. It just felt off. We didn't have AWP once on Oscar. I mean, we had it, obviously, but in rounds that it mattered most, we didn't. In first gun round, we missed it. I think Oscar had, like, first open score 9-1, where he got picked by Maxwell during the default from connector. Oscar didn't even have a chance to react. Basically, there was like one-way smoking connector. It was just nothing was going on. Like, usually when we practice and Oscar is in this position, Oscar is killing everyone in that part of the map. But now he didn't, and that's why like our default was ruined in the beginning. It's hard to overcome that, you know.
So, talking about Oscar, like, he has that, like, so let's say, like, the X factor. If he goes off, you win the map. If not, it kind of it's a struggle for you pretty often. How have you been, like, battling that issue, like having a more consistent way of approaching the game, not just relying on Oscar's performance?
Yeah, lately Robin is Robs is obviously showing the good promise in this aspect. I mean, I feel like whenever he's on fire, we are all. When Oscar is on fire, we might have a little bit of lackluster because he likes to kind of go alone sometimes and try to make an individual play. But Robin, when he is feeling it, he just let everyone knows what he's doing, and we can adjust to him and help him actually carry the game. So I don't know. I have this feeling whenever Robs is on fire, we just kind of win the game no matter what. When he's on fire both with Oscar, it's for us impossible to lose almost. But when Oscar is only on fire, then it can be hard because, I mean, he can be shut down. Even when he's getting 3 kills or 2 kills and then he gets shut down, we're sometimes lost what to do because we don't have enough info on the map, so it's hard to get the info with AWP. I mean, you can't push close to hear the steps, so he's kind of picking everyone from far. That's our main problem, I guess. But Robin is doing a pretty good job right now. I mean, he's feeling the late month, so it's good.
Today you started the day with a win over LG. It was like kind of rough at the beginning. They had a good read on you, it felt. But after the technical break, you came back, and then the second map was pretty easy. Tell me a bit about that. Did it give you a bit more confidence going on into the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, so it's true that we started pretty rough way. I feel like they did really good thing with anti-stratting us early on. Showtime was really good and successful at pushing B at the beginning as a CT. He knew the gap that we had with Robin and me taking the brown holes control. He abused it like 2 or 3 times. After that, we kind of paid more attention to it, and we just kept rolling on our B executes. I mean, whenever we had brown holes control, it felt like we won the round. Our confidence-wise, obviously, we gained confidence. Finally, I had pretty good map on Nuke after our first maps of the tournament. For me, I feel like we're gonna definitely show up better phase than yesterday. It's kind of hard to do opposite right now because yesterday there was just no DAS. We didn't connect, but I mean, it will come down to the good veto by our coach as well. We have to feel the confidence in our maps and in our default strats that we do usually. But OpTic definitely gonna be prepared. Like, they are known for being good at analyzing others with their coach, and I mean, we will have to adapt during the game as well. I hope we can manage to do it.
Yeah, just give me some final thoughts about that matchup. In a way, both of you being European mixture teams and both having like some pretty impactful coaches, I would say. how do you feel going into that matchup, considering those things that I just talked about?
Well, I mentioned that we played not our game plan at the first match against OpTic, and that will be the factor that will decide whether it will be a landslide victory for us, for them, or it will be a close match. If we follow the game plan, then we should be able to close it out, maybe on 2 maps. Depends on the Vita again. But if we do micro mistakes like we did yesterday, it might cost us and we might lose 0-2. So it will all come down to the fact that we are both prepared, both teams are prepared. Just in game, some might, you know, just make one step further during the push or holding the angle, and that will like decide the game, I guess. And once it happens too much, it will look like it was a landslide game, like 16-3 score, like we did in the first round. So it will be hard not to do those mistakes, but you know, if OpTic will do those mistakes, we will definitely punish them.
Yeah, just to end it off, anything you want to add? Any special thoughts, shoutouts, or stuff like that?
Just a shout out, I guess, to all our fans that are following us on the streams. It was a rough year for Mouse, I guess, and for me personally as well. Like I have been struggling, but hope that the last few months proved that we are capable of doing some good damage on the scene, and also would like to thank everyone for support, because that's what we need the most in 2018, especially in the beginning where the major arrives. So hopefully we can hit that legend spot and secure the next major as well.
Okay, that was it from a pretty depressed STYKO here in Cancun for some reason. So yeah, stay tuned for HLTV for more coverage.